Okay, details for the 180-day challenge. I'll try to make it quick. I know we are hoping to start Sunday, February 2nd. And first day of the week, good day to start. I know it's kind of short notice, but why wait to start reading Scripture? And I know it's not February 1st, but I'm still going through my cycle. And, I was thinking for those of you guys that that rest even your phone, any technology on the Sabbath, on Saturday, that that's totally setting apart a holy day. I get it, respect it. I just think, then you wouldn't get to communicate on the very first day if we started on Saturday. So that's why I was thinking the second. And on that note, I was hoping that throughout this 180 days that y'all would support me in thinking that even Sabbaths, even Passover coming up, unleavened bread, first fruits, counting the Omer up to Pentecost, that a lot of times reading schedules can be suspended for those feast days, but these are God's holy days, His appointed times that Scripture makes clear that He loves. And He's showing up. How much more important for us to show up and be in His Word and learn His character. And so I know there's other readings and Torah portions and stuff, and so give me your feedback on that. That's just kind of my thought. If our goal is to make this a lifestyle, that it's an everyday thing, and so, but again, give me your feedback. I will take my pride out of the way. I know I've thought through something, how I picture it going, but let me know what you think. So another thing I picture is that if we all got together and gave each other our phone numbers, and emails, that maybe there's a weekly email sent out with like the reading schedule or any encouragement, but say on a daily basis, we have each other as a group in our tech, in our phone, and we could text, like the night before I send out just a reminder of the portion, but then whatever day it is, whenever you finish that portion for the day, you can send out a text, got it done. Here's what I saw, or I've always wondered about this scripture or something, and we're getting those throughout the day, and we're thinking about Scripture all day because people are, I know I start in the morning, but I don't finish usually until the kids are in nap time or maybe even in the evening before I go to bed, But if I know that somebody else knows my goal and I have that push I get to say, oh, I did it, Not a look at me, I did it, but it's that motivator for me to get it done. Then again, we're communicating, we're thinking about throughout the day. I know some people won't be able to get text message or send them like when they're at work, and that, but maybe you would just do it in the evening. But let me know if there's something there I'm not accounting for. So so the next thing is, so if we did that daily and we did it every single day, would be the reading schedule. And I have a reading schedule planned out that I would like to share with you guys, maybe when we all get each other's emails. It's been different the last few times, and it's been a huge blessing for me. And again, give me feedback. But this last time especially, I read through it semi-chronologically, because I tend to think, we grew up in a Greek society, we think timeline, whereas God generally thinks cyclical. The Hebrew mindset can just pick up a story and go to wherever that is and pick it, but I don't think that way. I think timeline. If I'm reading cover to cover, I want it to be in a timeline, and that's not how this is set up. And so the reading schedule that I have set out is fairly, try not to shake the table, okay, Gary? Thank you. Is fairly timeline-ish. It's going chronologically for the most part, but then I also, this last time, which really helped me, like I said, let me know your thoughts, but really helped Ty and I, was that we grouped together like when we go through the prophets. Forgive me, sometimes it starts to sound the same, and you kind of lose track of who we're talking to or what's going on. I mean, you don't, but you do, and so, shh, sweetie. So I grouped together the prophets in such a way that it's like I knew all of these were the prophets of Israel, all of these are the prophets of Judah, and so I knew, in a fairly timeline manner as well, and just kind of combine those things to really get a different look at Scripture, not just read it cover to cover, because quite frankly, I don't understand why, some of it I do, but I don't really understand why it's in the order it's in, and so. And then also the story of David, especially, when you're going through the Chronicles and the Samuels, I think it's really cool to bring in the Psalms in there. And the ones, I know it's just speculation, but the ones we speculate, the Psalms can be the same way. You kind of just, Psalm after Psalm after Psalm, and they're amazing. So I hate that I kind of get desensitized to it once you're at like number 82, or heaven forbid, by the time you're at 119, one of the most powerful Psalms there is, you kind of feel like you've already heard it, and you lose the effect. But putting those Psalms in with the story of David, and reading it kind of chronologically, you kind of get this effect of, here's what he wrote while I'm reading this story, and so I was hoping to do it that way. This last time with the New Testament, I did it so different, and it was a huge blessing for me. I'm talking the last few weeks have been amazing for me in Scripture. It has been awesome. And so if y'all approved, I would love to do it the same way. This last time I read all the Gospels and then part of Acts, and I decided, okay, they make it clear, Jew first, Gentile later, and I, quite frankly, this is my problem. I go through the New Testament, when you just go, first to last of it, I kind of forget who the author is and who the audience is, and you kind of just put it all together in one big lump, which you can, but you can't. And so, because you lose the effect of who are they really writing to, and what were they going through, and was it the Jew, or was it the Gentile? Was it, what is this intended for? And so what I did was I went through the Gospels, and kids, just keep trying. Went through the Gospels, then part of Acts, just a little bit of it, and then I actually waited for Paul. All Paul's writings I lumped together chronologically, but I did it to the end. And so I went through the original disciples and the brothers of Yeshua, Jesus first. So I did those, even reading, so the Peters and the 1st, 2nd John and Revelation, lumping John as an author together. But I waited for all Paul's stuff till the end, and I tell you, and then I did Paul's, and I did all in chronological order, by the grouping. So by the time I got to Paul, I went to Paul's first letter, which is not, Romans, and like the first one, and in the way it's grouped in our Bible is. And so by going chronologically, I picked up on things that really was an eye-opener of like,